Hello and welcome once again to How Time Flies, the monthly video newsletter from the High Plains Western Heritage Center in Spearfish. I'm Brian Leslie, along with the Executive Director of the High Plains, Carla Scovell. And Carla, good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right, well, let's talk October. We had 20 buses in here, 2 dinner shows. Wow. Yeah, what a way to cap off the shoulder season.
I know it, and we would have had 23 if it hadn't been for that little skip of snow we had. Yeah, the dinner shows, Deadwood Gulch joined us one night, and a bus company out of Steubenville, Ohio. So it was great. It was a great kickoff, I guess, to the month of October.
Yeah.
And then it got better from there.
It sure did. Yes, we ended October with the Friendraiser, the 2019 annual fundraising event for the High Plains, and it was a fun night.
It really was. In spite of the weather, people still came out. We had well over 100 guests that night, and Cheyenne Crossing did a bang-up job with their hearty appetizers. And Gary Mule Deer and Lacey Nelson did a great job for us in the theater, and everyone just had a great time. I think Gary just really felt like he was home. His wife Nita commented that she really just saw him share from his heart, and that's what Gary. Gary is such a great guy, isn't he? Just love having
really
him around.
is.
And we can't thank everyone enough for braving it that night as well.
And why wouldn't he feel at home? I mean, the theater is named after his father.
Exactly, he is at home.
Yeah, and that's where some of the upgrades for the funds that were going to be raised are going to be used for. And we had a pretty good fundraising night.
We did, and Gary donates his time for us, and Rick McBride, who is his sound man. He also donates a good chunk of his service for the event, so really our proceeds were about $5,000. And we were able to announce that night that we had received word that we will be getting a $10,000 matching grant from the South Dakota Community Foundation toward that theater upgrade. So that's going to be a huge improvement for us. But we still have a ways to go. We have to raise $26,000 total by February 28th of 2020. We have raised some of that, but we still need about $10,000, I think, to really match that full amount. So we are grateful to everyone who came that night and participated, and thank you again. And right before that, KNBN News on October 24th sent, actually they chose to come out. Anya Mueller, she's an anchor with KNBN NBC there in Rapid City, and she spent 2 hours here filming our facility and talking to our volunteers. She got a chance to meet Gary, and he did a little interview with her too, Gary Mule Deer. And she just really got a full flavor of what the Heritage Center does and who we are up here, and she's going to help us tell that story. That will be aired November 4th in the evening news, and there'll also be a clip of that on their website as well, a little more extended version of it.
So if you're watching this after November 4th, we're going to try to put a link on the High Plains website so that you can go to that page and watch that video.
That's right.
All right. Well, coming up in November is going to be a big event, as always, our annual Veterans Day Memorial Celebration.
Really, it is. This is our 4th year, and we have First Interstate Bank as a huge sponsor of that event. They really believe in it because the proceeds go to Spearfish Veterans Monument as well. We have some other folks that have come on board. The South Dakota National Society of the DAR, the Black Hills chapter, has donated a beautiful big American flag for us. We'll be flying it first that day as well. And then that program, actually the DAR regionally has been donating a flag to us each quarter. And Kathy Leslie has really been an inspiration to the other groups with that, and we are very appreciative.
Sure.
Also, then we'll have Orion and Stacy Potter performing with a new couple of ladies that'll be with them, the Davis sisters out of Rapid City. So they're excited for their new USO musical that they're going to be performing that day. Another sponsor that day I don't want to forget is the Legion Auxiliary. Those ladies work so hard to sponsor and help support everything related to veterans around here and getting the word out about what our military really does. And they are sponsoring the lunch that day. So the Legion Riders, the Honor Guard, and all those who participate for us that day will receive a lunch.
All right.
Thanks to them.
The very next day, Tuesday on November the 12th, the story of the StarSpangled Banner. The Lawrence County GOP has asked if they could host an event here, and the High Plains agreed to do that as we learn about how it became our national anthem. And boy, I bet a lot of folks don't know that Fort Meade in Sturgis is the reason why it is our national anthem.
Right. Colonel Caleb Carlton was the man who had his men march to that troop, and Randy Bender comes out dressed in full gear
and brings him back to life to tell that story.
When he did that for the Belvoir Nukes, remember, we talked about that at the last newsletter, what a standing ovation he received that day. It was incredible.
Yeah. And that'll be on the 12th of November. It's free to the public, open to the public, no charge. And then the following Sunday on the 17th at 2 p.m., one of the more popular groups that we have had here in the past with High Plains Live has been Buffalo Grass and Kim Plinder and their brand of bluegrass and traditional and classic country music. Be a great afternoon on a Sunday, 2 o'clock, High Plains Live. Get your tickets by calling at the Heritage Center, and I believe it's $10 for general admission and $15 for reserve seats.
Correct, yes. Yep. Last year, I think we had way more people than we had pie. So we'll make sure we have enough cookies this year.
is providing us the refreshments as they always do, and we're so glad for them too to partner with us on High Plains Live. Then right after that, of course, December starts, and yes, we are going to be having the Christmas Shoppers Village once again. And we got some new vendors for shoppers to come out and check out.
We do. And it's really taking off and growing, taking on a life of its own. So,
it'll be December 7th through the 24th.
Yes, they'll be setting up here the first week of December. We'll launch it the 7th when Gordy and Dallas will be kicking into gear with their hilarious Christmas show. Yep,
and so we'll get you in the Christmas spirit one way or the other by the end of December, because we've got a lot of great programs coming up in December. But I do want to mention something that started right now to help with the building fund as the High Plains looks to expand, and that is our new Heritage Wall. You can buy a block for $500, half a block for $250, and they're actually just gorgeous faux leather, beautifully laser engraved, and they will be put on the bricks as you walk into the Bruce Miller Theater, right on the wall as you come in. So that is something that's just been started, just underway. So that's going to be kind of a neat little way to remember folks with your name and the place where you're from.
Yes, it really will be, and it's maybe considered as a Christmas present for someone, for the person who has everything.
Yeah.
You can memorialize their name here on our Heritage Wall.
And your heritage will become part of the heritage here at the Heritage Center. You can't beat that.
Come grow with us.
There you go. Anything else, Carla?
Not that I could think of.
I think we pretty well covered everything. Sure will. Yeah, it should. Well, we hope to see you out here in November with lots of great events. Happy Thanksgiving to one and all. And we will see you next month on How Time Flies.